Hey friends, this project ended up being so much fun. Here is the supplies that I used. So a hem page, some scrapbook paper, a couple of markers, matte Mod Podge, tags, and cardboard pieces. That's literally just from a box. This is one of those really good thick tags that sometimes you get off clothes. And then old scrapbook paper from either last year or year before. It's just things you've got already laying around. So first thing, I'm taking my Mod Podge and just coating whatever I want to use. So this is a tag, like I said. It's a really good thick tag. And I'm just going to put down some hymnal pages, just tear it up and cover each of these items. So I'm going to be covering this tag. I'm going to use some cardboard. I've got another one that I make a bookmark with, and it's literally a piece of a box, like a, something that has snacks in it, like a cracker box or something. And as long as your box is clean, there's no stains or anything, no food has gotten on it, it's perfect to reuse as your base. As you can see, I'm just putting all the pieces down and then going over the top with additional Mod Podge, getting it good and covered, and we'll let that sit here to the side while I do the next one. You're just really repeating on each one of these. I'm pretty generous with the Mod Podge because these are thick cardboard pieces or thick, tags. So I'm pretty generous with the Mod Podge, both the base and what I put over the hymnal. And then you just need to let it dry. So that's the only thing about using more of this is you'll have a little bit additional dry time. Here's the box I was talking about. It's just some cranberry crackers that we bought. And, you've got a nice clean box. It's a perfect base. So I cut that in the shape of a bookmark and doing the same exact procedure, just putting down our paper. While I was doing this, I also thought it would be great to use some of your wrapping paper. So if you've got wrapping paper left over from a gift or from last year's Christmas or even this year's Christmas, you can even use that to cover your pieces. So any paper you have. Just do these in an assembly line, and then once they're all done, just dry them well. You need them dry to go to the next step. So now I've got all of these dry. The rest are sitting to the side, continuing to dry. And we're going to cut off any extra paper that's on each one. Now that they're all dry, I am adding Mod Podge to the other side and attaching scrapbook paper. So now you've got one side that's got hymnal on it and the other side that has a colored paper. Okay, now that each one is done, I'm just taking a piece of that colored paper and I'm cutting out petals. You don't really need a tracer, you just know how to make a teardrop shape, and that is going to make our poinsettia petals. And then I do a couple for leaves. I look at my scrapbook paper and I see that I've got a few shapes, like see the Santa laying there, and I've got a tree, and so I cut those out. I cut out a little bit of paper to make some ground. You just use what you have. So if you've got some paper that's got designs on it, you might work around what you've got. Mine just happened to have these little Christmas things on it, and it worked perfect. And once you have all of your pieces that you need, you can just remove them and then put them down one at a time with your Mod Podge. Just create your little scene right there on your card by gluing everything down. I realized I needed some centers for the poinsettia, and I found some of that gold foil paper and just cut tiny little circles. That was the hardest part of this whole project, was cutting those little circles so small. But anyway, I thought it turned out really pretty. We'll add the finishing touches in a little bit. We'll just kind of go down this assembly line. So I'm working on my next one, my bookmark, and I'm just cutting out things from my scrapbook paper. I made little presents and cut out the little Santa and the joy and use some of that gold foil, and I'm going to make that into a ribbon on our package. And also I took a little piece of this green paper here and just kind of made a makeshift bow out of it. It just kind of is a 3D element. So just use what you have, you know, that's the best way to do it. The Santa that I wanted to use, he was kind of cut off. So I just embellished and made him a separate little hat. And that, you see me kind of gluing on this little white thing, but that didn't work out. The glue didn't hold it. So I just forego that. You could glue on a little pom-pom there or whatever. So anyway, you'll see me as I finish this card. So we've got 3 done, and this one I thought would be super cute as a place card, or you know, an ATC, either one. This one and the other one that says joy, I think both of these would be great as ATCs or place cards, but also tags for your packages, just whatever you want to do. Again, it's going to be a poinsettia on here, so I will let you watch this process. I'm cutting out some strips and gluing those on, and I end up cutting that one right there at the strips, and you'll see, yeah, you can see it here, and then taking my paint marker and just going around the edges of all of them. Usually I use paint and my finger, but I don't use those markers enough, so I pulled those out to use. And now I'm taking my gold metallic marker and adding some fun details. I also took a Pitt pen and added my usual markings that I do, and you'll be able to see that in the up-close photo in just a minute. But it just turns out so cute once you get all of the pen marking on it. And once, you know, you get all of that on and it's completely dry, then you can go over the entire thing with one last coat of your Mod Podge just to seal everything. But it does need to be 100% dry. So go ahead and just wait, you know, wait a while, because you don't want that marker to smear. And that's it. Just using scraps that would have otherwise wound up in the trash, you have the cutest little cards, place cards, ATC cards, tags for your packages, bookmarks, or just a greeting card. So this is such a fun process. I had a blast, and I hope that you'll try it using whatever paper you have, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.